5, we're going to Indianapolis for second-round pick, Alec Pierce. You guys been following Alec Pierce this summer? Alec Pierce has been one of these guys that has been like an Instagram sensation for all the routes that he has been putting on veteran corners and safeties in Colts camp. He was a second-round pick out of Cincinnati, 53rd pick overall. And he's not just a savvy route runner. He's also an angry route runner, a guy who can lower his shoulder and put a hit on somebody. Take a look at this next clip here. This is the first one, which is the nice route. Take a look at this one here. Let's start it over again so we can see the play, and we'll watch what he does and knocks over the defender in joint practices against the Lions. Let's see it again, guys, if we can. Boom, grabs it, pushes him down. Nice. All right, well, how's he been in game action? How's he been in game action? It's been awesome in game action. Alec Pierce has been a sensation. Here he is, 3rd and 9. Who we going to in a big spot? Get it? Fight for the first down. Fight for it. That is what he does. And that's what he did at Cincinnati with Desmond Ridder throwing him passes and Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant on the defense. It was Alec Pierce as the guy for Cincinnati at wide receiver. Watch him here on this one here. Little sizzle. Then he goes deep. Okay, look at the move, though. Look at it off the line. Sorry, Jeff Okudah. You were not going to be keeping up with that. He had him beat right off the line. And if you don't want to hear it from me, how about a 38-year-old guy who's been an MVP in this league who could not speak highly enough about his rookie wide receiver? Matt Ryan, take it away.
He's a really hard worker. And, you know, when you combine that with talent, you know, that's the good players I've been around, they've all been that way. And that's, you know, more so than anything he does on the field, it's the combination of the work ethic, the competitiveness, you know, all of the intangible stuff combined with the talent. And if you're going to be, you know, a great player in this league, you know, which I think he can be, you've got to have it all. The combination of those things is what fires me up about him.
Ryan. Wow.
Matt Ryan, not always a man of many words, had it for Alec Pierce. Pittman's your 1. Is Alec Pierce your 2?
Wow.
Keep an eye on him. Alec Pierce, remember that name when the season starts. All right, number 4, we talked about Treylon Burks. How's he going to fill in for A.J. Brown? And then Jason McCourty mentioned someone earlier in the show that I'm going to give some love to as my 4th player on this list. Kyle Phillips, the 5th-round pick out of UCLA. Kyle Phillips has been a sensation for the Titans. Here he is on a punt return Friday night against the Buccaneers. Deep punt. Okay, Kyle Phillips breaks a tackle there, gets to the line. Okay, he's going down here, right? Nope. Keeps on going. Keeps on going. All right, Kyle Phillips not only does punt returns, he also can make some moves. And Jason, I know you know Logan Ryan really well. I know you know Logan Ryan.
Not my guy.
Let's take a look at this clip here. The move on the former Titan. This is from a 5th-round rookie out of UCLA against one of the great veterans.
It was the grass.
Jason, Logan Ryan, that was like D'Angelo Hall and DeAndre Hopkins right there.
Yeah, the grass at the Titans facility, they cut it really low.
It was
and sometimes it cleats. Do you go molded? Do you go screw?
No
grass. Yeah, exactly.
We don't like doing this to any of our friends of the show. Logan is obviously one, but gosh, Kyle Phillips, what a move that was right there.
D'Angelo just caught it straight, too.
I know, and we love D'Angelo, too. He was like, I'm watching the show. Why am I getting to it? Okay.
We love him.
Logan Ryan, we've showed this a dozen times. Hopefully it's okay. It's not just us talking about Kyle Phillips. Mike Vrabel, what do you got?
Well, I mean, he's quick, man. He goes rabbit hunting with a hammer. He certainly just is able to get in and out of cuts, man coverage. Ryan trusts him. You know, he's able to change speeds and put his foot in the ground and redirect.
5th-round pick, UCLA. He's going to be returning kicks, but he might be that slot guy. Or even the number 2 for the Titans, Kyle Phillips. To say it again, he goes rabbit hunting with a hammer. Rolls right off the tongue. Number 3, it's a guy we've talked about on this show. Trey Lance has been throwing these deep passes. Who have they been going to? How about Mr. Danny Gray? Let's see some Danny Gray highlights here. This was against the Packers in preseason week 1. Danny Gray gets loose and then just separates. That is what Danny Gray did at SMU. That is what he's doing for 49ers at their camp right now. We know that Jimmy was the most efficient underneath, and Jimmy could do the thing where it's, hey, 10-yard. Trey Lance is a cannon. Like, Trey Lance could just let it rip. And Not only is Deebo Samuel fast, not only is Brandon Ayuk fast, they now have this guy, Danny Gray, number 86. Keep an eye on him. I think he's going to have a big year. And if you want to see more week 2 in the preseason, this is in Justin Jefferson's house. Well, look what he does here. Danny Gray gets open, end zone, and what do you say?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Yeah.
What do you say? You better believe it. Danny Gray is here to stay. This is a 3rd-round pick. I believe he will make the Niners team and will have several highlights to go with it. Here it was again, over the middle, finds it. Danny Gray, 86 for the Niners. Keep an eye on him. Number 2 has been one of our show's preseason favorite players, and he's a 2nd-round pick. You know, if you notice, none of these players so far have been 1st-round guys. They're all ones that have jumped up and leaped out of the building based on where their draft was. And number 2, I'm going with George Pickens.
Do it.
Who was the 52nd overall pick in this draft, and we could show all the highlights. Let's do it. The best catch of the summer, I think, and this I'll put it up against anybody. In a game, in the corner, against a good quality defender there. This is him in the back end part of the end zone, gets the toes in, does it against Kobe Bryant, who's a rookie out of Cincinnati. Not Kobe Bryant, but yes, Kobe Bryant. Does this. Pickens makes the play. Beautiful. And then against the Jaguars, he wasn't done. Here he is on 3rd and 3, comes across the middle, and he takes a hit, gets right back up, and he's like, what? What about it? Like, you take this kind of hit and you don't drop the ball. I respect that. Pickens also off the line of scrimmage has been just swatting guys at practice. You've seen all this stuff online. Again, I think we got Deontay Johnson. We've got Claypool. Pickens your 3?
Lawrence. Damn.
Or is Pickens your 2? Or by the end of the season, is Pickens your 1? He has all the athletic ability in the world, and he might be in the right place to really harness all that. But the number 1 guy on this list of the rookie risers is a guy who probably wasn't expected to make the roster when the start of training camp began, and now I think he's got a legitimate shot. It is Rams wide receiver Lance McCutcheon.
All right.
Let's get a little Lance McCutcheon here. How about this deep pass? Get it, Lance! Lance lossing 2 dudes and then going for the score.
That's an awesome
Wearing number 82. Okay, what else you got for me, Lance McCutcheon?
Yep.
Back of the end zone, feet in.
Tall.
Who is this dude? I've never heard of Lance McCutcheon. Well, here he is in the back of the corner again. Another cat. This is like Victor Cruz against the Jets in that playoff game. We're like, all right, what about against the Texans? McCutcheon all over the field, breaking tackles, making plays. Here he is again. I love the McCutcheon highlight reel.
Throw it to McCutcheon.
Look at him. Doesn't stop. So who is he? Let's get a resume for Lance McCutcheon. Not Andrew McCutcheon, not anyone else. Lance McCutcheon. Who do we got and where did he come from? Undrafted. 28 different receivers taken before him. Came out of Montana State where he had 1,219 receiving yards. He caught passes from 7 different college quarterbacks at Montana State.
And his season must have been canceled in 20. Was that? He didn't have any stats in 2020.
Yeah, so it's 2021 is what they were basing it off. Came out of it, and now he's 2022, ready to go. Montana State. So far this season, who has the most receiving yards in all of football? Undrafted dude. 28 guys taken before him. And pretty special time, but you want to talk about a cool moment? Take a look at Sean McVay and what he did with our guy, Lance McCutcheon, after the game.
All right, here we go. Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up. Everybody up. Bring it up. All right, a lot of really good stuff, man. Give it up for Ison for finishing that game. A lot of guys made plays, but nobody showed up more than Lance McCutcheon.
I mean, life comes at you fast, but think about that. This goes from being an undrafted guy at Montana State to the Super Bowl winning coach, opening up the locker room and giving you the game ball. Lance McCutcheon, there's no guarantee he's going to make the squad. They've got inter-squad practice right now with the Bengals. Let's see if he shows up or shows out. Here are 5 names. Look, we know the first round guys, but if you're drafting fantasy football, if you're looking for that guy to say, hey, I knew it when, Alec Pierce had an awesome camp, Kyle Phillips, Danny Gray, George Pickens, and my sentimental favorite, the undrafted fella, Lance McCutcheon. Guys, there you have it. What do you got?
For me, I mean, Kyle Phillips and Lance McCutcheon. Those other guys, high draft picks, 2nd round, 3rd round. When you get drafted that high, you're on the team. Where you slot, your play will dictate that. But for Kyle Phillips and McCutchen, like those guys have to go out there and earn a spot, not just making a play in the game, but also showing up every single day in practice. Like Kyle Phillips, if you're getting reps with Tannehill, you're going with the ones. But that doesn't mean you're probably not going with the threes as well. Those guys have been working their butt off. You've seen it show up in the games for them. So I'm excited for those two guys.
I give us a bit of a pass if, let's say, you didn't know a Danny Gray or George Pickens. Like, there was other stuff we were talking about in terms of those teams and those camps. But, like, the Rams, like, there is no excuse for us not to know who Lance McCutchen was. Like, that's unbelievable. I love his story. His play is off the charts. He's tall. He's long.
Right.
Looks like an excellent wide receiver. How could he not make the team?
It's time, right?
It's time.
Peter, let me get this straight. Kyle Phillips needs to get some dinner. He needs to provide for his family. He's going to go out hunting a rabbit.
Hunting a rabbit.
He doesn't take the rifle. He takes a hammer, and he goes out there. That guy's name should just be the Rabbit Hunter. And then when he scores, he should do a hammer celebration. I love that.
And like Vrabel said it with like that twang, like he goes rabbit hunting with a hammer. Hunting with
Probably very difficult.
A quick note on Phillips too. Remember, we no longer have A.J. Brown there.
Right.
Robert Woods came, but like there is an opening in that room for someone to step up. Kyle Phillips, UCLA, 5th round pick.
I'm into it.